Canada has recently introduced stricter rules for post-graduation work permits, PGWPs, a change that is set to impact around 67,000 graduates, potentially altering the landscape of work opportunities for international students. The new regulations, which came into effect in late 2024, significantly tighten the criteria for obtaining or extending PGWPs, which are typically issued to students who have completed their studies at designated learning institutions in Canada. The move is part of Canada's broader strategy to address concerns around labor market shortages and ensure that graduates are adequately prepared for the workforce. Under the revised rules, students must now meet additional requirements, including specific timeframes for applying for the work permit and demonstrating a stronger connection to their field of study. The government has also placed limits on the number of extensions available for existing PGWPs, meaning graduates will have less flexibility when it comes to staying in the country and gaining work experience. This policy shift follows growing concerns that some graduates have been using PGWPs to extend their stay in Canada, sometimes without adequate employment related to their academic training. The new regulations aim to ensure that those who do obtain PGWPs are not just filling gaps in the labor market, but are contributing to industries that align with their educational background and skills. For many international students who had relied on PGWPs as a pathway to permanent residency, these changes represent a significant shift in immigration policy, with some worrying that the new rules could limit their chances of establishing long-term careers in Canada. For the 67,000 graduates currently affected, the stricter guidelines mean navigating a more complex and competitive process to secure work permits that align with their qualifications. For some, this may mean needing to find work that is more closely tied to their degree, while others might face delays or additional paperwork when applying for extensions. Furthermore, students planning to use their PGWPs as a stepping stone toward permanent residency may need to adjust their plans, as the new rules may delay or limit their ability to accumulate the necessary work experience to qualify for immigration pathways. These changes have sparked mixed reactions among graduates and international student advocates. While some see it as a necessary step to prevent abuse of the system and to ensure that Canada's immigration policies better reflect the needs of its economy, others argue that it could disproportionately affect those who have invested heavily in their education and now face more barriers to employment. Critics worry that the stricter rules could push graduates to reconsider their plans to stay in Canada, potentially leading to a loss of talent in key industries. In response, Canadian officials have emphasized that the changes are intended to create a more equitable and sustainable immigration system, one that prioritizes the long-term needs of the Canadian labor market while still offering opportunities for international students to gain valuable work experience. While the transition may be challenging for some graduates, the government is offering resources to help navigate the new system and ensure that those who meet the updated requirements will still have the chance to contribute to Canada's growing economy. Ultimately, the new PGWP rules represent a shift toward a more targeted and strategic approach to immigration, one that is designed to benefit both graduates and the Canadian workforce in the years to come. This marks a pivotal moment in their journey to build careers in Canada, and their ability to adapt to these new rules will shape their future prospects in the country.